Alrighty, we are live from Columbus, OH, and this is the Ramsey Show After Show. Starting, only a minute late. Show seems to have just run over with the commercial at the end about the new live. Show. Audio seems good. The new commercial they play at the end for the new live Ramsey shows that they are doing. Set of select dates and select cities, but no Canada. They tend to focus on the United States. A lot of other countries give them problems because of having the name university in Financial Peace University. So. Oh, let's see. We have to click there. There we are. And then we have, you're seeing me right now on youtube.com. youtube.com/coachstevemoney is my main page. And if you scroll past the Oak Island and Skinwalker Ranch playlist, you'll see the Aftershow show, which today is number 578. And answering your financial question streams, there's 171 in there. So many hours of me saying that people are doing it wrong, because of course they are. And the music playlist has 12 Ramsey adjacent songs in there, including the original Baby Step songs. Baby Step song. If you want to have financial peace, then you should do the baby steps. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Music by Ed Sheeran. Vocal stylings by, of course, the Biebs, Justin Bieber. Market report. NASDAQ up, though. Imagine that. Yeah, seems to have been a... Let's take a look at S&P 500 past 5 days. Little rocky in there, but that's why we don't look at necessarily 5 days or even a month or even 6 months or even 1 year. We look at the longer time frame. There's your 5 year, and of course the maximum, and it looks like smaller moves all the way. It looks like less turmoil off the along the way here. And my big point that I always say is that all of this stuff is caused by people that jump off when it starts to go down, when they sell. And when you sell, that makes it go down. And so you are getting that from people that are worried and they get scared and they sell. And of course, which they should not do, because then you're missing out on buying while it's low. And it always comes back and goes up to a new high. Always. If it doesn't, then America's got bigger problems than one person's retirement, for sure. But if it wouldn't do that, and of course you also have your day traders, and anybody that works on Wall Street, they are trying to make money every single day, so they are looking to sell something every single day. And then it just depends on whether it's going to be a bunch of them selling a bunch of the same things or not. And so they're trying to, they have to justify their job. Otherwise, you would just see basically a straight line going upwards in an arc. Or not an arc, at an angle. Going up. But let's see what the rest of the world, so you can see the NASDAQ up, the other three indices or indexes. are down at the moment. Not by that much for the S&P, just 0.099%. So maybe that'll get positive here in short order. Let's see what it looks like in Europe, mostly down. Asia, all up. Let's see what that US dollar is, since it's a bad day still. We think the dollar would mostly be up here. And let's see. Yes, up against the Europe, up against the yen, down to the British pound, no love, and down to the Canadian dollar, and down to the Australian dollar. So it doesn't quite hold true today, but of course the day is not over. It could end up being a good market day. Oh, let's see who's reporting. CrowdStrike, NVIDIA on the 27th. That will be big. That is in 2 days. That is Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. They'll be reporting, and so the NVIDIA, AMD, some of these other most followed single stocks on the Google do tend to spark the rest of the market and make a lot of other things go up as well. And Marvel Technology on Thursday, and those most followed single stocks on the Googles, everything's up. And the highest would be the Alphabet, which is the Google, and they own YouTube. And that is 1.51% up because people love the Google and the YouTube. We're on it right now. We're on the YouTube right now. So we're using Alphabet's products right now. Check the headlines. I don't have a specific article today, but let's see. Keurig Dr. Pepper to buy Peet's Coffee owner in $18 billion deal. Okay. Is Keurig and Dr. Pepper, that's the same company now? I thought Dr. Pepper was Pepsi product. Could be wrong about that. Trump says the government will make deals like Intel stake all day long. And yeah, that was nutty. I don't know if you heard about that, but the government is 10% owner of Intel now. And that, to me, would seem like a conflict of interest at the very minimum. And could be a lot worse than that. So I don't know about all that. I don't know about, I mean, that, that's like mob stuff happening there. So I don't know why they would do that. I don't know if they own any other companies. I don't know if the government owns any other companies either. But that would seem to be nutty to me. Let's see. Crumb says, why are the revised job numbers always so far off from the original? Yeah, that's my point. They do that with everything. All the kind of numbers. I mean, they constantly revise the temperatures back from the 20s and 1920s and 30s. They're saying, oh, well, no, it was cooler, even cooler then, to make you think that it was warmer now, or vice versa, whatever they want to do at the time. They love to change the numbers on more than just the job numbers. It's also a bunch of other things as well, where they put out the information and then end up having to change it later. So why don't you just wait until you make sure it's right? But government do be nutty. Quiet cracking at work is less visible than quiet quitting, but it's just as dangerous, report finds. Did I ever look up that to see what that was? I can't remember if I did, so let's see. Oh no, the ranker. All right. Let's just allow this page. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to reload. There we are. Quiet cracking refers to the idea of persistent unhappiness in the workplace, leading to disengagement, poor performance, and a desire to quit. According to new report, however, workers feel less encouraged to switch jobs as companies slow down hiring. Indeed, here's what frustrated employees should consider, according to experts. Okay, persistent unhappiness in the workplace. I mean, why is that? Why does that need a name like quiet cracking? And you are still you're disengaged and you have poor performance, so it's not really quiet. People can see what you're doing. So I don't know, they like to come up with names for things. Market, Nasdaq future slip after record-setting surge as NVIDIA earnings loom. Southwest rolls out new conditions for plus-size passenger refunds. Alrighty. Weighted vests, good for bones and muscles. Fact-checking a fitness trend. Alright. I can see why, if you have, like, if you're carrying a weight, then that you think you would be building up more strength. Perhaps, but could be bad for you. This has way too many words. I don't know. No, just the Penalt family exploring options for Puma and Puma. Is it Puma or Puma? I don't even know, including a sale. I never buy that brand. 30-year-old makes over $300,000 a year in a hospital without going to med school. I exceeded my expectations. Indeed, so great. Without going to med school, so I guess that's what would you have to be there? I mean, is nursing school considered medical school? So I don't know what job that would be there. Interesting. Meta has already won the smart glasses race. Okay, don't care. And we'll check the Intel. 1.63% up today, and the government gets 10% of that, apparently. NVIDIA, 1.49%, and so that is up before the announcement Wednesday of the new earnings report. Hey, got a great idea. Let's do some questions. I think a lot of the names of stuff are for clickbait. Indeed. Let's see. We're on reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey. And that is not run by Ramsey Solutions, but that is where I get most of the questions. There's also the Ramsey Solutions Run Facebook group called the Ramsey Baby Steps Community. There are a bunch of other ones on there as well. And if it's named anything other than the Ramsey Baby Steps Community, it is not run by Ramsey Solutions. And this one, Collection OK 5978, I don't think this last night when I previewed it, I don't think that it was locked. But of course, 2.75 mortgage strategy advice. And so this is probably going to be asking about debt leverage, about you not paying this off and you putting extra money into the market instead, which is not the Ramsey advice. 2.75 mortgage, $500,000 left, monthly payment $34. Doesn't matter probably. How this worth, probably that doesn't matter either. Bought for $715. See, none of this changes the advice as far as whether you should pay off the house or invest more. It's pay off the house. You should only be investing the 15% into retirement, and everything else should go to steps 5 and 6, kid college, and pay off the house early. Have owned it for 7 years. Don't plan to move. We have no other debt. We have just over $1 million in retirement and non-retirement investments. Well, the non-retirement investments you would put towards the house. You are not supposed to have non-retirement investments while you still have a mortgage, while you still have any debt at all, and that mortgage is a debt. And so you're doing it wrong. Just under 100K in kids 529s and 40K in cash. Household income before taxes is 260. We're 40. Should we pay off the mortgage or start paying down the principal in chunks? You pay it off right now. You liquidate the non-retirement investments if you have enough, what is it, 500K? So if you have 500K in savings, this 40K cash, and that's if it's not your emergency fund, and the non-retirement investments, you liquefy all of that. Say magically that all equals $500,000. Yes, you would have the paid off house per the Ramsey advice instead of 500K in investments and savings. You're doing it incorrectly. Household income doesn't matter. Early 40s doesn't matter. Should we pay off the mortgage or sorry? In chunks. Why, if you have the money now? If you don't have the money right now, you obviously can't pay it in one fell swoop, and you have to do it as you get the money in chunks. Been leaning towards small chunks, maybe 5K twice a year. That's a no. You're doing it wrong. The thought of having a decent portion of our wealth in a illiquid asset probably bothers us more than the cheap mortgage rate, especially given the market over the last 10 years. Yeah, so you want to debt leverage, and so that's your average financial bro advice. Or, and that's what they would do. And so you can do that, but why post on here about it? Why ask on here about it? This is the Dave Ramsey subreddit. He's the no debt leverage guy. And his baby steps said you pay off the house and only be investing 15% into retirement. No other investments, not a penny into other investments. Unless they're in the 529 or ESA for kid college. No other investments until you pay out the house. Then step 7, build wealth and give. Knock yourself out with other investments at that point. But you're doing it wrong. Everybody wants to do it wrong. Everybody wants to say that they're a... what in the world happened here? Oh, I went too long. I went down too far. All right, there it is. Okay. Totally mortgage free. Great. Property taxes paid off for the rest of the year. Great. Good job. More Dave Ramsey followers do assume someone had a windfall and netted the sum. What up, Sid? Netted the sum of $50,000. The only debt they carry is a 30-year mortgage at 6.25. Should be paying that off at like it was a 15 at the very least. Should be paying that off early instead of having extra money. So you would not invest this money. You would put this all on the house. The mortgage is near the beginning of the term. Doesn't matter. However, there is roughly 25% equity. They have maxed out all HSA, 401k, and IRA contributions. As a result, live modestly. Okay, you also would not be investing more than 15% into retirement. The HSA, I guess, could be an exception because you do still have medical expenses. But other than that, you should just be doing 15%. And so if maxing out is over the 15%, these people are doing it wrong. Would you advise them to apply the windfall to the mortgage principal? Yes. And other money as well that they are probably putting into their over saving for retirement. They're going over the 15%. So the idea is to pay off the house and then you can do over 15%. Apply the cash and refinance to a lower term mortgage at a slightly lower rate. Sometimes sometimes that math doesn't work out for you. So it's best to, in some cases, to just pay it like it was a 15. To just pay it off and definitely make sure it's paid off in 15 years or less. I think Dave said one time when people actually try to pay it off earlier, it's like 7 years or something like that, the average that people pay off houses. But yeah, refinancing to a lower term mortgage, that's not free to do. So you're actually adding to the debt because you will have closing costs / refinance fee, whatever you want to call it. So, and when it makes sense to do that, what you look at for that would be the break-even point, where you save enough in interest on the mortgage because you've lowered the principal enough that lowers the interest. And so on the saved interest, you break even with the amount that you paid for the refinancing. And that has to happen in short order for it to be worth it most times. Invest the money in a conservative manner? No. That's a no. That's pay off the house early. Invest in the same manner that tax advantage accounts are? No. Pay off the house early, such as the Ramsey baby steps say to do. Pursue a non-conventional investment, real estate, a business, etc. No, none of that. It goes to the house. All of your other bull crap that you want to do, that would happen in step 7 instead. Responsible I 1347 car payoff advice. The answer is yes, do that. I owe $37.50 on my 2021 Tacoma. Only other debt I have is my husband and I's mortgage. The interest rate on the truck loans is 1.9. The truck loan, excuse me, is 1.95. Only one vehicle we're talking about here. Currently have a 4-month emergency fund. And should you have? I wonder if you should have that much emergency fund. Let's consult the baby steps to see if they've changed in the last 5 minutes. They have not. Look at that. It says save $1,000 for your start emergency fund. It doesn't say add to it. Now, some people might read steps 1, 2, and 3 and say $1,000 for your start emergency fund. And step 2, pay off all debt except for the house. Using the debt snowball. And then they see step 3 here, and it says save 3 to 6 months. So they think, so I'm supposed to get do the $1,000, but I'm also supposed to keep adding to it so that it eventually gets to 6 months worth of expenses. And that's where people are nutty, because if you look at any list, by default it should be step 1, and you don't do anything else other than that, and you do check once you get that done, and then you move to step 2. And only after step 2 is done, then you move to step 3. So, you're doing it wrong. That I'm wanting to get up to 6 before we start trying to have a kid next year, which we should be able to do barring any unforeseen circumstances. You're doing it wrong. I'm conflicted because that $37.50 I would use to pay off the truck is earning more in the high yield savings account. Well, then you're doing debt leverage, so why are you following the Ramsey advice? Or thinking you are following it? Then I would be, and again, people are nutty if there is earning more in the high yield savings account than what I would be paying. There's no need to put the what there. You just say earning more in the high yield savings account than I would be paying. You don't need the word what there. That is so dumb. Oh, goodness. In interest if I took the loan to term. Yeah, that's called debt leverage, and you are welcome to do that if you want to, but that, of course, is not the Ramsey advice. I know Dave would say get rid of the debt, and that should be the first line, and then you would realize you're dumb for posting any of the rest of it. But from my perspective, I don't see an upside. I'm open to hearing other opinions or perspectives on any angles I might be missing. No, you understand it correctly. You were just choosing to be a debt leverager. And knock yourself out with that. That's fine. But be convicted in your dumb stuff that you're doing, and don't ask for other people's opinions on it. This person doesn't need to ask, totally understands the Ramsey advice and most likely why. But still, I need to tell somebody about it. I need to get somebody else's opinion on it. Dave said, I don't like the fact that Dave doesn't want me to do what I don't want to do. I guess. Anything like that. Sid is feeding the baby. Alternative smell 925. Okay. 401k question. Baby step 2, thinking about 401k too early. Let's see, and I just got a new job to help with that yesterday. Oh, I see where it's going. They offered me a 401k as part of their benefits. Yeah, and that's fine, but you don't start it up yet. The time that you join the 401k plan there at the work would be once you are on step 7. Step 7, step 4. Yeah, step 4. So you would first have all your non-mortgage debt paid off and also have the full emergency fund. Those are priorities over investing. But what about losing the match? I said those are priorities over investing. I don't even know that. My question is, should I even bother with it at this point and where I'm at in the steps? No. I mean, you can look into it, as the kids say, and you can like maybe get an idea of the investment options in it, et cetera, et cetera. You can do all that if you want to, but you're not signing up for it. Or is it something I should still do? No. Can I always sign up for it later? Not always. Sometimes there are specific periods when you would have to do that, and so you still wait. It's not a sign-on only thing at hiring. It's not that. The places that I've worked, you could opt in or out of it at any time. I'm sorry. I really have no clue how these work. Okay, I explained it. And just want to make sure I make the right choice. Update. I learned that they will only match it after 1 year of employment. But I like what some people have said about starting it, even if it's only $1. That is not the advice. That $1 needs to be going to the actual baby step you're on, not baby step 4. So that's going to be a no. See, people always think they are going to improve on the Ramsey advice, and they're not. They're dumb. Oh. At least I have it set up and can contribute more when I'm debt free. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. I mean, I admit that $1 doesn't make that much of a difference, but it's the Ramsey stuff is all about the principle of the thing. About you're not gonna be doing this stuff. You're not going to be going out to eat. Even if it is only $1, you're not going to go out to eat. You're going to put all that money to debt and get out of debt as soon as possible. And then get your full emergency fund as soon as possible. So, but you always have your people that want, I'm excited about starting it and I want to get it started and it's even $1. So it's already in place. It doesn't take much to start it up. It's not that complicated of a thing. So it does not need to be done now. People are nutty, of course. New progress 8759. Please help me with guidance or advice. I really need it. That's really the same thing. I'll break it down and be as thorough as I can. Okay, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm 27 and I have absolutely nothing going for my future retirement. Great. I was being sarcastic. No investments, no 401k, no Roth or anything at all. That not very smart. My debt total is to about $21,000. I have $12K in student loans for a school that I feel like for me they scammed me because the curriculum didn't count towards the job I wanted and the school didn't notify me of that. I got a great idea. Once you go to college, unless you're Sheldon Cooper, and he would figure it out, or Doogie Howser, you would already be an adult when you go to college. So I got a great idea. Why don't you look into stuff? Why don't you check that out? The school has to tell you everything. Stop being dumb. And I wasn't aware of it until after I passed and tried to get a job in the field that the job told me none of it counted and declined to hire me. Okay, I don't know what job that would be anyway. That would require something counting, like, you know, you get a medical degree, you get a medical degree. You get a degree in business, you get a degree in business. So I don't know what specific field this is in. Oh, the jobs is in electrical. Okay, and I have 9K car loan. Yeah, in electrical, you don't need to go to college to do electrical work. So this was just you being dumb. And not doing any research at all on it. Otherwise, you would have found that out. 9K car loan, and that's got nothing to do. The school has nothing to do with your car loan. Rent a condo from of course, from my brother. That's about $850 a month. I don't want to take out another school loan. Then don't, and go through it all again. But understand, if I have to, I'm lost on what to do. You could become an apprentice electrician, perhaps. Somebody, or you go to a electrician trade school, and I don't know if that's what the person went to, but apparently you didn't do the right things. So you need to find out the right things to do first. That is the first thing to do. And you do not spend any money on anything unless you know 100% that it's the right thing to do. Also, really need advice. I'm desperate to have a good career and increase my income. Not desperate enough to do more research on it, though, or any research. I currently make about 46 to 52K a year, depending on the season. I do landscaping. Please be harsh, real. I was. And any kind of guidance would really help me, please. Yeah, be more invested in your future. And don't just assume, oh, this course, this major has electric in the title, so that's all I need. And that's it. And then went back to doing dumb stuff instead of researching it more. Numerous average. All right, 95. Pay off auto loan. The answer is yes. You would be paying off auto loans. That's part of baby step 2. Hi all, a little bit of background, which doesn't change the answer. I have 15.9K left on a 7.42 auto loan. 7.42% is up there. Last night I looked into, see, this person looked into something, finally. Didn't look into it before they got the loan. Maybe if they had looked into it beforehand, they would not have taken out the loan. I looked at my interest paid over the life of the loan, and so far I got sick to my stomach. Yeah, that's why we don't take out loans. That's why Mr. Ramsey is the no debt guy. Stop being dumb. So the goal is to pay this loan down. Yes. 72-month loan, and I'm going into my 33rd payment on the loan. I have 10K in a rainy day fund. 20.4K in personal trading account, and 80K in 401K. Okay, so the 401K stuff, you should not be, because you have baby step 2 debt, you should not be investing. So you stop investing, but now that it's already in the retirement account, you don't touch that. But everything else, I don't see on the baby steps where it says save more than $1,000 in your emergency fund. So you're doing it wrong. And I don't know how people do this kind of stuff. Look at the baby steps and then think that they're doing it right. And maybe they don't care about doing it right. But again, if you don't care about you doing it right, why are you on the Dave Ramsey subreddit then? Why don't you just keep doing it not right? Right? Because it's not working out. It's making you sick. You're paying all that interest, right? So maybe you quit doing your dumb stuff and follow proven advice. My first idea was to sell about 6 to 7K worth of mutual funds, individual stock, in my personal trading account. Yeah, you would liquefy all of that and 9 of the 10K and put that on the car. But I don't want to take the capital gains tax. I don't give a damn about that. That's your stupid. I've held for over 3 years. I don't care. I mean, you don't have to do anything, but you don't want to take the capital gains tax. You also are sick over the interest. Make up your mind. Which one bothers you more, the capital gains tax or the debt? Car interest there. Which one bothers you more? And you can make the decision. You don't need us for that. But now I almost just want to hold what's in my personal training account and take out 6 to 7K from my emergency fund, which should not be there anyway. That should already be applied to the car. You're doing it incorrectly, and pay 400 more per month for 12 months. Okay, so you don't say I'm gonna pay 400 a month extra on my debt. No, you pay as much money as you can scrounge up and pay your auto loan down to zero. That is the advice. The personal trading account, that is not retirement. That is not the advice at all. And you don't do any investing while you're in step 2. You are doing it so very wrong, and it's so dumb. Personal trading account, I don't care what it's in. I don't give a crap what it is. Hey, look, DraftKings. I'd probably hold my crypto investments and sell the stocks, keeping Uber. No, you should liquidate it all to pay off the car. It's on 15.9, so you would only have to liquidate 15.9. But the other part of it, you would do if that's your only debt. Then the rest of it, you would liquidate the personal trading account in order to finish the full emergency fund. So you're doing it out of order. You're doing it wrong. And of course, Mr. Ramsey does not advise virtual currency, nor does he advise single stocks. But you keep doing your dumb stuff if you want to. So it says, I wonder if it was line work versus commercial residential electric issue. And that very well could be. And I got a great idea. When you're picking out a career, why don't you look into that? Why don't you do some research on that so you do the right thing, take the right courses, etc., etc. Sad ad 802. What is your take on insurances? Part of baby step 0. Getting insurances in place is part of that. Recently bought my first car used in cash. Car insurance can be paid in full, in a lump sum, or in monthly installments, payments for a fee. Yeah. So you get it cheaper generally by paying it in a lump sum, like 6 months at a time. And so you do that. Yes, that's what you should be doing. The fee is 1.4 of my installment. Even after selecting installments, I can pay the policy in full whenever I want to get rid of the installment. And after the first year, there's no cancellation fee if I need or want to, and you get a refund for the rest of the policy. This took me down to a rabbit hole. Well, because you overthought it. You're dumb. The Dave Ramsey way would be to be paid in full, right? Yes. Also, how much coverage should you pay? You should have full coverage. Mr. Ramsey advises full coverage. It depends on how much you risk, you are willing to take, how much you are saving, how much liquid cash you have to cover whatever is being covered. No, it doesn't for the Ramsey advice. He says do full coverage. And what else we got here? But I want to know the general thought of this subreddit. This can be applied to any insurance, I guess, but I don't have any other insurances. Medical, I think, is a whole different thing, so I'm not even considering worth discussing. Okay, well, we can also work on our English grammar as well. But yeah, rabbit hole, you're overthinking it. And you just, like you said, Dave Ramsey way will be to paid in full. You mean to pay in full? Yes, it would be. So pay it in full. Because that's less money than if you do payments. 06K on a 2017 Mazda 3 that needs a new engine. A lot of times, need a new engine, not worth repairing. Sometimes it is. I have a 2014 Chevy Traverse that is paid off that I'm driving. There's no way to sell the Mazda that doesn't work, right? No, you can sell it for scrap. You can sell it to somebody else that wants to put a new engine on it. I can just pay it off with baby step 2, what I'm currently doing. Yeah. But curious if there's a way for me to offload that car and the debt at the same time. I'll hang up and listen. Okay, great. You can do that and sell it for junk, and you just take the hit. You just have to come up with the rest of the money that you won't get from selling it for scrap. Or you can see if you can get $6K for it, and sell it like to a mechanic or somebody that will, or even a normal person that's not a mechanic that wants to put a new engine on it, or somebody that has an engine to put in it. You could try to do that. But yeah, either way, you got to pay it down. Whether that happens immediately by you selling it for scrap and coming up with the difference, or you selling it to somebody that's going to replace the engine themselves, and you coming up with the difference, if any. Secret Pen 7408 ideas. All right. Let's see. It says that if they need a mortgage still, they need to pay monthly to count insurance as a credible payment. Oh, really? Interesting, Sid. Interesting. I've been paying in advance for so long, I never even thought about that. All right, that's interesting. That's weird, though. It seemed like it would still count because you're still paying it. You're still paying it when it's due every 6 months. So, but people are nutty. The whole credit score thing is nutty. Secret Pen 7408 ideas. I've been watching Dave for a few months. I'm retired, own my house, but my investment counselor told me to stop spending money. Ring, 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 ring. Hello? Hey, stop spending money. Bye. Let's see. So I don't want to get a job, okay? And so, all right, this person, I'm gonna go ahead and say, is nutty. So I don't want to get a job, all right? So see, if you had led with that would give me a reason why the investment counselor wants you to stop spending money, because if you don't have income, then you don't have money to spend. Let's see, I checked a few things in my budget and found out, check out an insurance company that checks out only the lowest rates possible. They deal with all the popular insurance companies. I'm waiting the results on this, right? This would be an insurance broker, and they find you the cheapest rates. 2, I have 3. Let's see. There's a lot more of this, I think. I remember they gave me grief about paying my insurance every 6 months, but I don't remember how that resolved, if they eventually took it or if I had to come up with something else. All right. And theoretically, you would have something else. Being an upstanding citizen, you probably paid things like electric and gas bill every month, that kind of thing. And maybe that was good enough for the credit lords. Where are we? 2. I have 3 dogs and medicate them with heartworm meds. Okay, that's allowed. When I went to purchase a 6-month supply from my vet, it was over $650. I almost died. From $650? Well, you don't have to have 3 dogs. You don't have to even have 1 dog. Then I was told about international companies. I found a company where I can get the same for $250. Yeah, but what's in it? I'm sure the vet is not selling you like the cheapest Alpo or whatever. I'm sure the vet is selling you the same high price crap you would get from Chewy or something like that. So there's possibly a way to meet in between there without going to an international company. And then you might have tariffs involved, etc., etc. Who knows? Anyway, 3, I stopped a second phone line for a watch. That's a smart idea. I was told that phone line was a must. They lied. Yeah, they lied. Yeah. Well, okay, so when you go into the phone place, which is why I don't go into the phone place. They make money for selling you phone stuff and a phone line for a watch. You don't need it. Guess what? Before that moment, you didn't have a watch phone line, did you, sir? And you lived, right? You lived without it. So you're just nutty and gullible. Stop my gym membership. Unlike so many of the people who are on the show, I owe $9,000. Wait, meaning that's not a lot? That's still too much. Put in a new kitchen, which I knew was a mistake, but too late now. There's a K in front of the N-E-W in new, like you know something, past tense. I just wanted to add a few of the things that I've done to decrease my spending. Hope it helps someone. Okay. Okay, I don't know. This just like is disjointed. I mean, could be not English as a primary language, maybe, or something like that. But this, like the words involved, etc., it just sounds a little disjointed to me. So I think something's going on there. But just wanted to share some ideas for saving money, I guess. So that we don't have gas in our apartments here. Needed 3 monthly payments, and they also said my cell phone didn't count because it was a contract phone. Non-contract phones are month to month. Gotcha. They just trying to not make anything count. You have to do it our way. Hoodie 2021, but apparently there was a way to do it because you did it and got a manually underwritten loan. So it can happen, guys. Sell options with approximately $300,000 in debt, mortgage, lot loan, home improvement loan. Would you sell as much of my company granted options to get out of debt? Yes. If they are not in a retirement account, yes. Quit being dumb. You should not even have those with that debt. You're doing it wrong. If they are in a retirement account, you should still sell the company granted options and manage mutual funds instead of having the single stocks, would be the Ramsey advice. Popular bit, how to generate wealth when I'm disabled. Looked at this yesterday, previewed it. And you have to have income. You cannot advance your finances if you do not have income. So you do have to be able to work. Let's see. I work at a reduced schedule. Okay, so is working a little bit as a customer service rep because I have schizoaffective bipolar disorder. Used to, meaning previously, and it has a D on the end of it, used to hear voices and hallucinate. Glad you don't anymore. Right, got the meds, been stable for 3 years. Great. Have a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and an Associates in Medical Technology and certifications in Pharmacy and Medical Technology with some past laboratory experience. I applied for disability but probably won't get it and am wondering how I should go about working and saving to straighten out my finances. Well, you don't spend on extravagances. You are just in the mode where you are just buying things that are 100% necessary, and like food is necessary, but you don't need to buy the expensive food or eat out, for example. Right now, I'm only working 20 hours a week, making $16 an hour. I can't survive off this income and want to know the best route to take for someone in my shoes. You need to find something else you can do, something that you can do full time. I want to work full time and have, yeah. And so you need to find that. What that would be for a disabled person, I have no idea. Because I have never, I had to research that, fortunately. Full-time and have a side hustle, but I'm afraid I will slip into psychosis from stress. Well, not making enough money is also going to cause stress, right? I'm on a last resort medication, so I have to be careful. Alrighty, well, talk to your physician about that, the prescribing physician about that, and see the guidelines on using that they would have for you. And I mean, you can only do what you can do, but you obviously need to do more in order to make enough money to live. And this is not, what is this, baby step one? This is not generating wealth. We're not generating wealth right now. See, that's people are so nutty. We're not generating wealth right now. You're trying to survive here. You're trying to make enough money to live on. That's not generating wealth, babe. Nutty. Am I too far gone? No one's ever really gone. Let's see. Cigar Guy 87. Stop buying cigars. Hello all. I'm Foudy. Make about 110K a year. I'm embarrassed to say this, but I only started doing a budget last month. Well, there's some people that haven't started it at all yet, so you're beating them. What I found was I was exceeding my income by about $300 a month. You are fortunate, not paying attention, you are fortunate that it was only that much. I'm starting on baby step one since I have absolutely nothing saved and I'm basically living check to check. Yep, that's too common a story here in Ramsey land. House is $1,200 a month. I have a personal loan and credit card debt payments on that are about $1,800 a month. Yeah, that's too much. Personal loan and credit card payments on that are about $1,800 a month. Is that minimum on that, or is that extra you're paying on there? Which you should be doing, paying extra on it. No car payment, just the other normal utilities and stuff. My question is, am I too far gone for this system to work? No, but you have to probably, you definitely do the budget, and some of the stuff you have on there still that you didn't take off, you should probably take off some other stuff unless you're just like the other person. You have to take off stuff out of the budget that is not 100% necessary until you get your finances in better shape. So no, this system is the best thing for you to do. You're not too far gone for that. Only 40 as well. You got some time left on the planet. Popcorn 0617, where do I physically invest through? That would be a brokerage. Let's see, my wife and I. Okay, none of it matters for the question. None of it matters. We're now baby steps 4, 5, and 5, and I have no clue where to start. I understand the 15% match, Roth, traditional flow. I'm putting 3%, which is 100% match. Okay. While I figure out how this works. Okay, it works exactly that same way, except you do 15%. Yes, dude. So that means if your job does not have the Roth 401k option, then that means to satisfy the second priority here, you would open a Roth IRA instead, which is a personal account that you open. And you can open it. It would be easiest if you open it at the same brokerage that your 401k is in, but if your brokerage sucks, meaning as far as you can't buy pretty much any mutual fund that you want to buy through them, then you should probably go with one where you can buy pretty much any mutual fund through them. So that would be it there. But yeah, so you're doing the match. So you assume you got the 401k open. Inquire about whether they have a Roth 401k, because a lot of people miss that, and a lot of companies don't publicize that. Like they don't say, or you can do the Roth 401k, which is not, they don't explain that really. So check to see if you have a Roth 401k, because then you can do that. And then, like I said, it can be in the same brokerage, so you can check on both at the same time, logging into the same brokerage. Let's see what. But I don't see these 4 funds that Dave recommends using, right? I don't have Roth options for grow. Okay, so all right. Roth is the type of account, so you would have to open that. If it says Roth 401k, you already have a Roth account. If you open a Roth IRA, you will have a Roth account. Okay, and the growth and income, aggressive growth, and international, that has nothing to do with Roth. Those can be put in any type of account. They can be put in non-retirement accounts even. So that has nothing to do with it. So you don't marry those two together. My company portal has 7 indexes are fun to pick from. Yeah, the same crap at DraftKings. From none of which seem to match, and I'm not sure if they are even mutual funds. I guess my enclosed question is, should I invest 3% in my company's Roth? If they have a Roth account, then yes, you can use that, but it sounds like that it would be better for you to open a Roth IRA, and then you would have more investing options. And so you could do exactly the priority order. You could do the match you're already doing, 3%, 100% match there. And that's 100% return of investment, which is why that is first. And that is better than Roth, which is no taxes on the growth. And so you would go to your Roth IRA then, because that would be opened at even opening that at the same brokerage as because mine is with Fidelity, and my Roth IRA account, I have a lot more options. The thing that limits you is it being a 401k plan through the company run by the brokerage, and that limits you. They don't want you to have unlimited options for some reason. I don't know why. And so you would max out basically the Roth per year. And then if you still have more to go, so you're putting 3% already in the 401k, I'm assuming it might be a Roth 401k. And then you should do a Roth IRA and then max that out. And then if that doesn't take up all 15% of your gross income, then that's when you would go back to putting it in the 401k account, whether it's a Roth or not. I guess my enclosed question. You didn't attach it. Should I invest 3% in my company's Roth because of match? Yeah, okay, so I don't know if the person totally understands that. The difference between Roth 401k and traditional 401k, because just because of the wording, just because they don't seem to know anything, no clue where to start, and so don't know, but it's getting invested somewhere, so I'm assuming that's a 401k of either type, and so it really doesn't matter. You would still do that if it was a non-Roth 401k, a traditional one. You would still do the match first, and then use some other service to invest in the 3 growth and 1 international mutual funds. And if so, where do you do that at? Okay, and it's not going to say growth on it. On the title of it, probably it's not going to do that. You have to click on it, and then it might or might not show you the type of fund that it is. And these are much more commonly known as international, but the other 3 are small cap, large cap, and mid cap. And so it would tell you that. Morningstar is a great website to compare mutual funds, and that one will tell you what category that does fit in, but probably nothing's going to say growth and income next to it. And that's definitely not going to be in the title of the fund that you pick from. So where do you do that at? Yeah, you just need to do some research on it and Google all of this. All of your questions here, if you Google it, you can probably come up with the answers on it, though. But that's the dealio, my friend. And congratulations on being step 4. Which is better than step 3. Alrighty. Well, I guess that'll do it. I think we'll find out shortly. I believe we have another after show tomorrow morning. It would be Tuesday, the 26th. And we'll find out what else this person should be doing. Late bloomers, mid to late 40s, have been trying to catch up the past. And it doesn't matter your little situation that you started late, that you're in the 40s. No matter what age you are, the baby steps are the same exact order. People hate that. They want their little situation to mean something. It doesn't. So you would be doing that, and we'll look. And they're doing it wrong. They're doing an index fund, so I already know they're doing it wrong. So we'll see what else they're doing wrong tomorrow or on the next stream. The water guy too. And so I wonder if he has a show called The Water Guy Show, and there's actually 2 people on the show though, and it's called The Water Guy. Only one guy, but there's 2 guys on the show. Nutty. Where to invest for a child's future, brokerage account or 529. 529, you are locked into it being educational. Now you can transfer most of those. States differ, so some of them might not let you transfer, but I think pretty much all of them will let you transfer them to another family member if said child is not going to go to college. So, but my name is Paul, and that's between y'all. Brokerage account, you're not getting the tax advantages of the 529. Brokerage account, though, you could have more investing options than the 529. The 529 might have the same dumb crap going on in a lot of 401k plans where they give you limited options to invest in. And those limited options normally equal less money because the limited options that they have chosen are not the best ones. Imagine that. I don't know why they would choose those unless it makes them more money. That's all I can think of. Wife and I. I was just supposed to. Got excited about it. Got excited about answering another question. Just previewing, help with the 25% rule, and I feel like they could have just titled this help with circumventing, getting around, getting a pass on the 25% rule, because I don't make high cost of living money and I want to live in a high cost of living area and buy a house. Wah! That's normally what your thing is going to be. Mistake or okay? I feel like for me, if you have to ask, it's a mistake, and we'll see what that is. Why build wealth? Because it's step 7. Building wealth allows you to spend it and have fun with it, as well as give a lot of it away. And you can leave it to your heirs as well, your next generation. You know, maybe you don't love your kids. I don't know. You don't have to. It's not a law, but it is step 7. Heron, that's a ad. Am I in the wrong? If you have to ask, probably. 30 and 45K. I guess age 30, 45K in debt, no retirement, no education. Again, you would do the baby steps. Financial advice, do the baby steps. Progress. We'll see what that is. Do I get full coverage for a beater car? Yes. Mr. Ramsey advised full coverage. Debt situation. Do the... hello, I want to get your guys' opinion on our current debt situation. All debt is bad. Do the baby steps. Alrighty. Once again, you're watching this on youtube.com/coachstevemoney. And you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me. No, not at calendly.com. I used to use that website, but my schedule changes too much now. So you just have to email me. Let's start that over again. You email me for an appointment if you're having money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track. You can schedule that by emailing me, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can also use that email address for any questions about finances or financial coaching or anything else on my YouTube channel. Donations can go to paypal.me/coachstevemoney. Alternatively to CashApp, $Coachstevemoney. It wasn't taken. Walmart gift card to the same email address, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Upcoming streams, and they are subject to change, and I did not subtract the ones that we've already done or add to it. But what we've got here is the Ramsey Show Aftershow show. Starts at 11:05 a.m. And we did today's. This is Monday, and there's one tomorrow and Wednesday. Both. Okay. August 25th, 26th, and 27th. So the 26th and 27th still remain. And Monday, September 1st, which is Labor Day. Answering your financial questions streams at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And that is going to only be one of them. And that is Sunday, August 20. We did that one already. And Thursday, August 28th. So that must be the only one. So I must be working a lot of mid shifts. So I can't do an after show. Also can't do the 8 p.m. strand. Must be working a lot of those in the next week. Alrighty. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. And as always, make smart financial decisions every day. So it says you guys. That's